Let's do it again. Good morning, everybody. We're going to talk about when all the stuff we've been talking about working from home goes to crap. My name is Rodney.
I'm Keith, and this is the More in Common Daily Chronicle, where we seek to just chronicle our journey, get where we're going, and leave a trail of breadcrumbs for our daughters as they begin their journey, and then build some community around it. So, thank you for joining us. Now,
Yeah.
we've said a lot of things, from communication to having a routine, having a schedule, just having a general plan, maintaining consistency, some discipline, all of these things that we talked about. And then there are just days where, well, that was a nice try.
And given the timing of this, like, coronavirus is our stand-in for days right now, because like it's forcing this new world for everybody. But it could really happen anytime, and it has happened through different days. But like now it is just the mode of work. And last week, for me at least, was mainly extremely difficult. And most of the advice that we were talking about on the days that I was going through this was most of it was not working, because it was just shit was broken. Like shit was broken, yo. And we were just fumbling our way through it and trying to manage no daycare and working from home and being locked in, or locking ourselves in, I should say, trying to seclude contact and whatnot. And boy, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
What about
what's your it's interesting on those days, sometimes weeks. I think right now most people are probably in a week's worth of that chaos, where the principle, like the underlying things are there to build a routine, build structure, communicate. But when it just hits, it hits. And it's just like, don't even, like, it's worth the effort to try, but it's almost not worth the effort to try, right? Like it's almost better to just sit back and say, today's going to suck. Now I know what the variables are. And then I have to make this decision, right?
Yeah.
Is this what it is? And now I need to build a process or system around it that accommodates for these things, or is something broken in my planning, communication, my outlook on this that needs to be fixed?
Yeah.
And I think, like, looking at it from those 2 points of view allow you to at least move forward productively, however that looks.
I mean, I'll say for me, it was just straight struggle mode. Like, not even, I mean, kind of accepting it, but not really knowing what it was that I was accepting, and then it sucking and it being hard, and then saying, okay, some things have to change, and then talking to my wife and you and people I work with, like, okay, like, yeah, this is actually, oh wait, this is real strange. I actually have less time, less energy, less focus, all this stuff. I need to change what I can commit to, like all of the, like, accepting all of that, and then starting to act on it. But that's really happening right now this week for me.
Right.
Like, okay, I saw what last week was a shit show. How do I mitigate that this week and give myself room and the people around me room to do what we need to do?
Right.
And yeah.
I mean, I think it's hard. I mean, when you're in it, and I think it's important to acknowledge it. I think we acknowledge it, just because it's not going as you like. I've been working from home for 10 years, and there are still days where it's like things just didn't work the way they're supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that can be a little harder, right? Because nothing's new. It's all baked in, and I'm a routine person who likes that standard. All of a sudden things just get kicked and I'm going in a different direction, and it's harder, to your point, to just accept it, because you're like trying to force it. No, this is the way
you're trying to force it back into the routine. It's like, no, but this should work. It always works. Why is this not working? And then there's a whole another psychological aspect of that. Like,
it's like my you have those little buckets that your kids put the shapes in, and you see them just trying to jam a triangle in a square. And it's like, okay, that's not working. Why don't we
Yeah,
move it over here and get it through in the
that
triangle
is a
hole, right?
fantastic analogy. Yeah.
So, um, so tip for the kids.
Tip for the kids. When stuff's not going right, when stuff is drastically changed because of external reasons that you can't control, I think finding what you can control, and then within that, what you actually need to put put focus on, what's actually important, stripping away or reducing the responsibilities outside of that uh, is helpful. Um, yeah, that's mine. What's your tip?
I'd say first, um, realize things are just off, and then accept it for what it is in the day, because it may just be a momentary thing that you just come back tomorrow and everything's good. And if that's not the case, then just reassess. Is something in your process broken? Or do you just need a shift, whether it's temporary or permanent? And
Yeah,
be open about it. And then I mean, for those of you watching, the community building around this, like, what tips do you guys have
yeah,
and gals have that would help our daughters,
and us, frankly.
and
Like,
us,
how do
quite
you how
honestly,
do you
when things
manage when
go sour.
when it all breaks down?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
When it all breaks down.